mean? Yeah. Who can't click? You know what I mean? Like, just been tearing up NY since the ball been born. Dope ass lyricist right here. Been on the 2 hour show quite a few times. But my man, he got some timeless shit, some classic shit out right now. So let's give it up for my man Mike Handz. What up, Mike Handz? How you be, bruh?
What's goody, family? How are you?
Oh man, it's all gravy like an Escalade that's all Navy. I just gotta say, yo, good looking for performing in the IPA with my man Jux Diamonds this coming up June 18th right here in Philadelphia at Love City Brewery. I appreciate that, bro.
Well, I mean, you know, if you want to be honest, it's been a good while since I've been to town. You know, pandemic life and all that.
Yeah.
Then after going through my health journey and all that, I ain't been able to be outside like that. So the opportunity to come out and pull up, you know, when he asked me if I would come, we got a record we got, Turn It Up. That's kind of crazy. We've been performing. When I went on tour with Red MF, he jumped out there and rocked out with me on the run. So it was only right when he asked, could we do the joint? Like, yeah, absolutely. I'll pull up for that. And then when he told me who was involved, I'm like, oh, no, that's family. I got to pull up.
Yeah.
So, you know, then he told me, let's do something a little bigger. So I'm like, oh, word. Nah, I'll come to work. So.
I mean, see, and that's hip hop right there, bro. That's hip hop. So for everybody who don't know, can you please give them like your catalog real quick? You know what I mean? Give them your history.
Yo, listen, I ain't gonna front. I was online and came across this site. Like shout out my man Neek the Exotic from the large professor, main Source Life. He on that record, Faking the Funk, killing it, and then he got a whole extensive catalog of his own. So I don't know how I came across it, but my man Neek had a top 50 records list online. I'm like, oh, so apparently there was a top 50 records.info or something like that. So I said, you know what? Let me just Google and see if there's if Mike Handz got something up there.
Yeah.
And there was a top 50 list of Mike Handz joints.
Wow.
And it was all old Johns. It wasn't even none of my new work. Damn. So I'm like, wait a minute.
You gotta pass that link off. I need to see this.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. So if we gonna list, like, if you want me to run through the catalog, we ain't gonna do that. That's gonna really be the 2 hour show.
Yeah.
But let's go through the highlights.
Yeah, there you go.
I got some joints with some of my bucket list is damn near empty. My bucket got like 3 drops of water left in it. So salute, I got joints with Kane, Big Daddy Kane, salute Big Daddy Kane. I got joints with Tretch, salute Tretch, the Bush Babies, each of them. I got independent records with each of them. So salute Mr. Man, Light, and Chaos. Rampage. I got joints with Jazzo, Prince Poe.
Shabam Sadiq.
Oh man, Shabam Sadiq put me, he put me on my first published record.
Yo, I just played State Giving It Up, the joint you got with Sean P.
So salute Sean Price.
And what up, Mike, man? It's Gunna G's, man. Good to see you, good brother.
Salute G, salute, my guy.
Yes, sir.
And thanks for the support, spinning the joints.
Always, man.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, to speed it up, my whole boot camp family, Sean P, rest in peace. Rockness, of course. I got an arsenal with Rock. I got an arsenal with Steel. I got joints with Tech and my man Innocent, Sadat X, MOP. This new album, if you check out the Golden Era Timeless album, I got a joint. Dan's was supposed to be on it, but Dan's was tying up his solo joint, so he apologized he couldn't get on it in the timeline. But Teflon stepped in, so I got Teflon on it. Fame on it, and salute my brother Dreddy Kruger. He bodied on that.
Dreddy Kruger, what up, baby?
Yeah, Dreddy bodied on that. So he definitely held Dan's down in that verse a lot. Rusty Jukes joint. So I got man. There's some records, man. There's some things floating around.
Baby.
Anybody that I didn't name, blame my head, not my heart.
Right. Now, let's talk about your new joint. You know what I mean?
Golden Era Timeless.
Timeless. You know what I mean? Now the golden era for you was what year?
Anything that dropped from '89 to 2010.
Word. You know what I mean?
And that's me spreading the butter thin on the end.
Mm-hmm. Respect.
Like soon as the second layer of shellac hit them suits, it got a little weird. Like the first layer I was cool with. Once the second layer of shellac hit, it got too shiny. But everything in between that, if Video Music Box played it, I was on it. If BET After Dark had it, we was on it. And if you really want to go back, if it came on Hot Tracks with Carlos De Jesus, it was going down.
Hot Tracks,
you know what I mean? Friday night videos and all that.
See?
So, you know what I mean? I'm just into good timeless music. Like right now, there's certain records you could turn on in a party right now that's gonna hit the exact same way that they did when they was top of the key. And anything that falls in that category is golden era to me. And honestly, being more current, a Kendrick record does that. A Drake record does that right now. You know what I'm saying? And they're far more current, but get the same, appeal. A Jadakiss and the Lox record, does that. So any record that found its way to be timeless works for me.
You got timeless people on this joint, you know what I mean? Like, it just goes down. You dig? And we talking about, like I said, respect. You got like Granddaddy IU on this joint, Craig G. You know what I mean?
So now to keep it all the way tall, that's my cousin. So with that, we ain't never do one. So that was important to me. And I felt like if I'm gonna do a golden era themed joint, how dare you not have a Juice Crew feature? And then, I'm personally like in my grind, I'm real big on. I'm never gonna be the hottest rapper. I'm not. It's just not gonna happen because I'm not interested in being that no more. So that's not my journey. So if I ain't got off on that stop yet, this train ain't even going there. You see what I'm saying? However, you won't be better than me. You see what I'm saying? So I'm always gonna outwork, outcreate, and outthink you. You know what I mean? We're gonna compete on quality. We're gonna compete on song structure. We're gonna compete on records you didn't think to do. Mm-hmm. And unless you got a Juice Crew feature, we can't even talk about it.
Yo. And speaking of Juice Crew, when you say that, a big shout out to the whole fucking Juice Crew. Big shout out to
the
MC
entire
Shan. Yeah, I mean we had Shan on not too long ago.
That's right.
You did.
Ace, Roxanne,
that's right.
Rest in peace, Biz. Tragedy. Let's not play with it. Marley. Let's not play with it. Coogee Rap. Let's not play with it.
The GOAT.
All family.
Yo, and shit, man. I remember. Handz. I remember you coming out to Lyrically Fit, murdering that shit. I think Tragedy Gaddafi was probably at that joint too.
Travel with me.
Yeah.
Me and Trag came down together. Me, him, and my man, Exact. Yeah. We came down together. We stayed at Someone crib. Salute Someone.
Just see him at the Diggable Planets show.
Yeah, we stayed at Sun crib.
Second. Oh yeah. I knew I remembered that lineup. Classic, timeless. When you know shit is classic, when you could just pull it out the air, like, damn, I was there. Like, you know what I mean? I can still remember the flavor of it.
Bro, that's all I ever wanted to do. See, and I think I did my family a disservice. I fucked the money up because I wasn't in it for the bag. I was in it. I just wanted the people I thought was dope to think I was dope. That's really what my mission was. So I kind of got towards the bag on the back end by mistake. Like I ended up like, damn, I should monetize this after 22 years, huh? But I really was in it. Every time somebody came up to me and could recite a verse or told me they loved something I did or told me about a story that it got them through or when they was knocked and somebody told them about it or whatever, that was going platinum for me each time, each story. when I came up there and rocked out with y'all in the build we had, the connections we made, being able to leave some merch with the fam and all that.
The intro you made for us.
Yeah.
The dope ass intro. Word. We just changed that in like 2000.
So look,
we rocked that.
That's all platinum moments for me because somebody else felt like not only they were vested in the work you were doing, but they also validated you by saying they want to represent themselves with your work. That's platinum. The money ain't had nothing to do with that. You can't buy that.
That's dope, B.
Yo, and the thing about it is, like everything kind of like start off like that. You love it, and then you like, I love it so much, I want to make money at it. You know what I mean?
Well, your ego kick in. I'm so good, I can make money at it.
Exactly. And or sometimes your ego kick in so much that you think you're so good, people should just throw money at you without you working
for it.
You know what I mean?
That's a fact.
So,
see, for me, I had an unfair, not to cut you, I had an unfair cheat code. Like, this wasn't my only skill set in the creative space. I designed clothing for 20 plus years. So that's how I was making my money. That's how I was taking care of my kids and you know, bringing things in the house. It was really the clothing. It was never really the rap. The rap ate up my time and should have made more money for us. But I was, you know, making ends meet because I was as good as I am rapping at designing clothing. If not better, because I was actually trained at that.
Yo, that's crazy. Let's talk about that real quick, because motherfuckers probably don't know that side of you, and you got like 20 plus years in. How did you get into designing?
Yeah, I was a menswear designer. I mean, I did work at Sean John, Cross Color, Carl Kanai, Zore, Mecca, PNB Nation.
All hip hop.
Yeah, I did freelance work at Rockaware, Fubu, Fat Farm. I was the head designer at Pepsi. I did work on the Coca-Cola line. Then I ended my career at Gino Green Global. If you remember the brand that used to have all the nines on it.
Yeah, I do remember.
With all the rhinestones. Yeah, I was the head designer there until I left the industry. And then I started my own brand. I partnered with my man and picked up part of the Sneakerhead NYC brand. And now I'm stepping into the New York State of Mind brand with my man. So salute those brands for showing love. And I'll be back in Philly July 9th, man. I got picked up. I got a sneaker endorsement with Union Square Shoes. So I'll be out there performing with them at a free barbecue for the families July 9th. So I'll get y'all that information in the inbox.
Oh, hell yeah. Definitely. Shoot us that info and we'll be pumping that too. My man Mike Handz and your boy Undercover. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Let's talk about that. Like, how did y'all connect anyway?
So first off, Undercover, the architect, right? So you mentioned Shabam Sadiq earlier. So Shabam tapped me one day some years ago, like, yo, Bangkok fam got a video shoot in the back of Brooklyn over in like that was Garrison Beach. He was like, yo, pull up with me. So I'm like, all right, cool. So we shot over there, jumped in the V, pulled up. And there were some French fellas there working with them, shooting the video that, you know, and Kaio Itachi was there also. Salute Kaio Itachi from France as well. He had, France, but they're all from Paris, different parts of Paris. They, in Undercover, them were shooting the video, right? And Kaio had happened to produce that particular record. Like, he was really vested in Bangkok fam. So they also had this freestyle series, Seismograph, that they were working on. And since me and Shabam were there, they asked if we would jump on, you know, an episode. So they lined the cameras up and me and Shabam went ham on it. That's on Instagram. I mean, that's on YouTube, the Seismograph freestyle with me and Shabam. But that was the first encounter. Second encounter, my man, who's also on the Golden Era Timeless album, St. Ivan, he had an album, The Inevitable, that he had just finished with them. I believe it was 216, around 216, early 217, but I believe it was 216. And might have been 217, but he's like, yo, listen, I'm about to go out to Paris to do this release party. I've never been overseas before. You know what I mean? Why don't you pull up with me and rock out? So I'm like, I've been back and forth overseas some time. So I'm like, yeah, let's do it. So I pulled up with him, ended up kind of closing the show out for him. So I guess they put me in a headline position or whatever. But he killed it. Like, I was in super fan mode watching him run through that album. The album was sick. And it was produced fully by Sis McGrath and Undercover. So by the end of the trip, I'm like, yo, we got to do something. So there's a song on the album called Aventador that's featuring St. Ivan. We did that while we were in Paris. And that's how the album, that was actually the first track recorded on the album. We did that while we were in Paris. And the Aventador is in a Lamborghini. For those that don't realize what that is, that's a make of a Lamborghini. And that car was like, it felt like everywhere we went in Paris, this car kept popping up. Like it was following us. So that's why, the joke was about this car all day. So the car, whatever that song would have been about, it was going to be called Aventador.
Just popping.
Whatever.
Like, could you imagine this a Lamborghini just popping up everywhere you go? Like that's
everywhere,
rare ass shit, you dig?
Everywhere. It was crazy. It was like dude was stunting on us. Like he was just pulling up and looking at us like, y'all ain't got this. It just kept pushing. You know what I'm saying?
I have this.
I got this. You don't have this.
He was photobombing and shit with his car and shit.
On
everything in the video.
But we ain't even had no song yet. We was just riding around sightseeing. We went to the Eiffel Tower and bought the 500 mini Eiffel Towers for like $6 type. You get a whole handful of mini Eiffel Towers for like $5. Like we was out there just rapping. So if you see the video for Aventador, that was that day. Like you really see the tower behind us. We over there just building.
Yeah, we gonna play that next. Also,
listen, I wouldn't be surprised if that Lamborghini is streaking through that video somewhere because we was just shooting tourist footage. So all the footage was tourist footage that we were just capturing. But Undercover kind of knew like we was gonna do something and we probably gonna need this for something. So that's why he was just shooting it with the good camera. But the truth is, we ain't had no record yet.
Yeah, that's that. And the bull Undercover got
the good ones
good
know.
Insight.
The good ones know.
Yeah.
He got
and I'm gonna give you another
insight,
tip though. I'm gonna give you another tidbit of behind the music that y'all get first.
Good.
We grew up in the video, so we shot all of the Paris stuff in like 216, 217, clear faces, no gray, none of that.
Shit.
Watch when you see the other parts of the video.
Grown.
I got grandkids since then. I got 3 grandkids since that video, the beginning of that video shoot. Everything done changed.
Yo, that's probably look like a
different
CGI.
now. I've seen the video and shit. I'm watching it different now and shit.
Yeah, exactly. We grew up.
Looking like a CGI flick. Yeah,
listen, Undercover. I mean, Ivan he had no facial hair damn near in the Paris shots. He had a full beard with gray streaks in it for the New York stuff.
Oh, you gotta keep that.
Y'all did a time lapse, yo. It's a time lapse.
Dude, my beard had high blood pressure. It was wild salt, not much pepper at all going on.
Yo, let's talk about that because we was talking about Undercover. Let's talk about this joint. Keep going. You know what I mean?
Yo,
because you discussing some shit in that. You know what I mean? Because you kind of came up with chronic kidney disease and everything, and you like projecting that, and discussing all that. And normally that'll make a motherfucker quit. You know what I mean? Dialysis and all that type of shit. That'll make a motherfucker quit. But keep going. It's about you staying in the fight. Could you please tell people who might be going through the same thing or something similar about this song? You dig me?
So what's wild is the video was shot post-transplant. The song was made well beyond pre-transplant, right? And I wrote it at dialysis. I was sitting in the chair. My sessions were 4.5 hours. So sometimes I would take my MPC and throw my headphones on, and that's how I would kill the time. Other times I would be in Photoshop working on the artwork you seen wrapped around the promo, or designing the merch that's running around the promo. Or working the way I was making my money, I was working on a lot of artwork for other people, you know, cover art and, you know, merch design and stuff like that. And then I had another song called My Life that I made 2 weeks before I got the call for the kidney. So that's interesting. So when that drops, just know that. But it was another song in the same vein. If you listen to everything that was made during that journey, it's all real connected. So Keep Going was kind of at the height of it all. I was telling myself I knew this kidney was coming. I knew I had no clue how or where it was coming from, but I just knew it was coming. Like, I never had a doubt in my mind it was coming. I just had no clue how or when. And when people say it would make most people quit, for me, if I quit, that meant I had nothing to show for everything my kids sacrificed for. Every time I was out the house, every time they felt like they might have been hungry because I wasn't there at the moment and I had to send food or whatever the version may have been, like, for me to quit, it just wasn't mine to quit at that point. I really felt like I had to double down because I didn't know when my time was coming. So I'm literally, at this point, the reality is your doctor's letting you know, listen, you missed 3 treatments, you're dead.
Yeah.
So you are dying. They say things not even realizing how it's processed. Like, well, you know, you being this sick, like these kind of statements, right, that really kind of drive home how fucked up you are, right? So I really felt like I don't know how much time I got, so I got to get everything I thought I had time to do done. And I just went in acceleration mode to try to, you know, get through it. At one point, I thought me working was trying to convince myself I wasn't sick, right? Yeah. But the truth of the matter was, I felt like if I go tomorrow, what do I have to leave them? That's tangible, like what they can work with. How can I make these songs I already have more valuable? So Keep Going derived from my mantra that I used to kind of meditate to myself to keep going. Like, I used to have to literally tell myself, no matter what I thought, when doubt hit or when confusion hit or I got unsettled or defeated, where I had 19 surgeries between the beginning of 2019 and in that transplant in 2020. At 19, I was under them lights 19 times. There's one line in the other song, bright lights above the table, anesthesia rushing through the cable. Something started numbing the pain, but still I'm able, like, it's something in the other rhyme, but it all was so vivid to the point that it became so desensitized. I would dialogue with the doctors. Like, I wouldn't even go to sleep. It would numb the space. And sometimes I would let the anesthesia knock me out. Other times I would just watch the procedure. You know what I mean? I'm either turned and watching it on the screen at what they're looking at, or I would literally watch the site. At one point, I snuck my phone out in my right hand and taped it and posted the actual surgery.
That's crazy.
Crazy,
son.
Yeah, because this arm is where they put the original access, which is called a fistula. They took the artery and the main vein and they fuse them together to create like a super vein. So if you ever see somebody look like they got that crazy snake pattern on their arm, that's that vein that's created, and it becomes resilient to the pressure of the machine. Wow. And that's where the needles go, right? So it gets clogged at times. So they got to go and give you what's called an angiogram and go out there and clean the clots out. And the more clots, the deeper in they got to go and higher up they got to go. Then they got to go put a stent in that works like a gate to keep the clots from going into your heart or your lungs, or, you know what I mean? So then I had the Steele syndrome where all of my digits went numb because the blood flow wasn't going all the way to the end of the digits. So they had to go in and do something down here to open that blood flow back up. And I would go to work after. Like, it got to that point where it wasn't even that serious to me no more. It's like I'm bandaged up, still numb, and I just go straight to work from the vascular center, or go to the studio, or I just go home and just wrap my arm up and go ahead in.
Wow, bro. It just keep going.
Yeah, you know it because at the end of the day, you get 2 choices. And I had a doctor, man, that was so dope at the Fresenius clinic that was treating me. He was the head, Dr. Mittman. He was the head of the clinic. He said you got two choices. You got two mindsets, and you can subscribe to whichever one you want. You can suffer from kidney disease, or you can live with it. Which one you choose?
That's fucking excellent advice right there, especially for a dude like you. MCs got like hard mentalities anyway. When offered the challenge, 9 times out of 10, we gonna take it anyway. I mean, that's like a battle. You know what I mean? And you just cataloging and cataloging. That's what the greats do. When they don't know if they got long to go, the only thing they think about is the craft. And
that's all I got.
And that's basically really just thinking about other people too. You know what I mean? To make sure they got something to keep
to run with.
Going. You know
that's right.
mean?
That's right. Because think about it. No matter how big or small I make it now, the notoriety that I do have, whatever it is, no matter how big or small, it's going to magnify at least 10 times over when you go.
Yeah.
So, you know, every dead artist becomes valuable. So, and that's be it painters or whatever, right? So imagine the concept that I actually have some notoriety, right? I've done some things. I've been written about. I've been talked about in certain circles. So it's not too beyond to say that all of a sudden Complex will run the story if something happened to me, or Rolling Stones would run the story if something happens to me, or something of the sort. Meantime, the whole time I'm here, y'all act like I'm not even on the planet. They did it to my partner, you know, Sean P. They did it to my partner, PH. All of us, very underground. But as soon as it hit that the passing happened, all of a sudden, they newsworthy. Underground icon, underground legend, New York rapper. All of a sudden, you got huge outlets that are writing on it.
Yeah.
Like we was fielding calls, I ended up, you know, salute my MCMI family. I was fielding calls with them. I'm sitting right there working on another part of the program or whatever they had me working on at the time. While you have these huge outlets calling the office trying to figure out if they can get access to stories or who's willing to talk or just. And we're like, where were y'all at when we needed it?
You know what I mean? Yeah, it's true. It's true. It's like pay attention while I'm alive, but you know what I mean? I'm gonna make sure you got something either way though.
That's right. So I figured I put enough work in so that when that wave come, whatever it may be, capitalize off of it. There's enough SKUs out there. So I got my sound exchange in order. I made sure the BMI and ASCAP was tightened up. I made sure all of these things that will become residually valuable, because now people are curious of who the dead guy is or whatever it looks like. Y'all can collect something. So thank God it didn't go that way, but you know, I had to be prepared in case it did. And it was more inevitable than inevitable at that time, because what was guaranteed is I'm dying. What wasn't guaranteed is my way out. I just knew the route out. I just didn't have any of the tools to get out.
Well, Mike Handz, we right along with you, because we all dying, baby.
Every day.
Yeah, I mean, every day, you dig.
Yeah, but I was just on the express train.
Yeah, I mean,
this motherfucker trying to get on the express train.
Yeah, I was.
I'm glad you got off and checked the schedule and shit.
That's a whole fact.
Took another one and shit.
Fuck a train. I'm walking.
This ain't my train at all.
I'm walking from here on out.
Straight up, I'm not getting on these shit.
Yo, before we roll out, and tell everybody where they can get your music and Timeless, and where they can get your merch, like faction43.com, like all that type of stuff.
Yeah. So what you want to do with the merch, man? First, you want to get the sneakers. Stop trying to act like
I see the sneakers is fresh, D.
Yeah, stop acting like they too fly for the steppers.
With
man.
the bag,
so,
with the
we got
Oreo
the
bag.
We got the duffel. You know what I'm saying? The duffel is up now. The duffel got the playlist on it, right? On the back, it got the cover art on the front. It got the seal on the lid, and if you open it up, the inside pocket has the liner notes. So you don't know that till you copy it, but it has the actual liner notes from inside the CD.
Nice.
So that's there, man. We got puzzles, we got throws, we got all kind of lighters and t-shirts and the basics, hoodies and all that, all high-end embroidered, you know, nothing corny. We got some good stuff. So that's faction43.com, or you can take the shortcut, go to MikeHandz.nyc. MikeHandz.nyc, period. Just MikeHandz.nyc, and if you go to the merch link, it'll take you to Faction, and you could get busy over there.
It's
You go to the
Decepticon
music.
gear on that joint and everything too. Your boy Rock.
Yeah, you already.
Joint. Yeah, I mean.
All right. Oh, and exclusive Decept jerseys.
Yeah.
If you're familiar with the Decepticon history, the exclusive jerseys, I'm the only one that makes those. They do not exist nowhere else, and if you get them, they are bootleg. Pardon me. But
hell yeah.
the only official ones with the Timberland tree on it, so to speak, are available at Faction 43. And the new champion versions dropped this year. So they're black with gold leaf and white with gold leaf logos on it. So
I'll take a small.
yeah, bro. Are stupid. Oh my goodness. The black and golds are stupid.
Yeah, I'll take a smaller one of them.
Yeah. And then so it's one number for the plain, but if you want them custom, you know what I'm saying, there's another number for the custom, and we actually put your name on the back of the jersey.
That's fresh. That's fresh. You know what I mean? And,
but yeah, that's it, man. Social media.
The shell top canvas joints is fresh as hell too.
Ooh, they don't know about that.
And they go fresh with the socks. Yo, just check out my man Mike Handz merch.
Sight out, man. I ain't gonna have you looking too crazy. Quality up.
Yes, sir.
And you can also get the music from the site.
The album is on there. You can get the hard copy there. When you see me, the digital is available. You know what I'm saying? You could get the hard copy of the digital. I'll put it in your hand. You go to the site, redeem it with your code. Or you can go online, any platform, and buy it digitally that way, however you consume your music. That's for the Golden Era Timeless. And if you want my back catalog, when you go to MikeHandz.nyc, just go to music and it'll take you to my back catalog. So Hell on My Back is on there. Blacklist is on there. Rise of the Daywalker, and the remix that Sis McGrath Undercover did, the whole remix version of the album of that EP. So that's up there. Salute Tracks that did the original one. Blacklist 2 is on its way now. It's actually finishing that mixed and mastering. So Blacklist 2, that one's called King of the Dam. So that one's ready to go.
Nice.
Then I still, like, people forget that I'm on Def Squad. So I still have the Def Squad album that Eric Sermon, Rockwilder, and Todd Fife did. So that happened when I got sick. So I have that 7 songs in the cut, and I actually have all the production for the rest of them. I just didn't get back to work on it yet.
What? Yo, mad cataloging to do with my man Mike Handz. Make sure you log on and grab his whole catalog. We always playing that Mike Handz shit.
You know.
He did the intro to the 2-hour show for about since 2016 or some shit.
We ran that shit to 2021.
2021 or some shit. You did?
That's a blessing and a half.
And just to let y'all know, this interview is sponsored by my homegirl,
MJ's Hip Hop Connects.
Salute MJ 1,000 times over. When I tell you, matter of fact, salute my whole backcourt on this album. I mean, on this journey, man, because with Golden Era Timeless, MJ ran point as the media publicist. My man Sharif at Black Fist, he ran point at College Radio, pushed us to #1 in the top 30. So the album is doing definitely well in that circuit. Salute the Awesome Two, Teddy Ted and Special K. They did the national radio run for it. And it definitely wouldn't have worked if I didn't have them running the show in the backcourt, because I ain't have it in me just yet. This is my first time back out after getting out of recovery for a year. So I ain't really have it to be trying to wear 38 hats this go round. So I figured, let me get the good folks I know that got love for me, that do the work, and you know, contribute to their children's college fund some way, shape, fashion, or form, and support the fact that I respect the business they do, and not ask for favors, but actually hire them to do what they do.
No doubt. And that's very mad important. And, I'm glad you definitely be saying stuff like that, bro.
Yeah, it's a fact.
You know what I mean? So everybody, just put your hands together. Or a dope ass MC. You know what I mean? Inspirational tool in hip hop. Also, my man Mike Handz. I can't wait to see you right here in Philly, June 18th.
Pulling up.
You know what I mean? With my man Jux Diamonds on his set.
Pulling up.
For
Back
the
block
IPA.
gang. Pulling up.
What? That shit's going to be
Yes,
dope.
sir. We'll see you then, good brother.
And when we come back, we going to have Good as Gold Philly on, my homegirl Bianca X. Ooh, she might even spit a bar or two. You're going to see her at the IPA. She has dope, fresh, natural foods, bakeries, and juices that's
nice.
going to like blow your mind. We're going to talk about that when we get back, and I'm going to give y'all the IPA lineup. Mike Handz, we're about to play some Mike Handz videos.
This is
Yeah.